time for Bdub's Brew Review, Season 2, Episode 2, motherfucker! That deuce.
That's a huge bitch!
Yeet. We are here. That means you have your favorite local beer reviewer
and local house DJ
bringing you this week's brews. And a throwback, check out the t-shirt from Season 1. Oh!
Fuck, homie. That's sexy.
Just as a recap, we grab 2 brews, taste them, and judge them.
Well, what do we judge them on, you ask?
2 things, fuckers.
Taste, drinkability.
Then I decide which one I like better and give it the appropriate beer belly rating.
Which happens to be 0 to 5, but it's not scientific or anything.
And then we all move on with our awesome little lives.
Are we good?
Good. I should just point out, this is my opinion. I'm not paid by any of these beer companies.
Although I do accept cash and crypto. Well, maybe not crypto. The market's falling out.
So if you don't agree with me,
go fuck yourself.
Then comment and tell me why I'm wrong. Then like and subscribe to my channel. First though,
let's get that fucking warning out of the way.
It's almost bedtime for these little shits and I want them off my channel.
Kids suck.
Bdub's Brew Review does not agree with, condone, abide by, allow, participates in, advises to, accepts, turns a blind eye to, or says fuck it, look the other way, or puts up with underage drinking.
Do you understand me?
If you are under the age of 21, sincerely take a long walk off a short pier. You are not welcome, you should be looking for jobs, and pay a little rent to those supporting you. So far, your contributions to society has been as much as it is that you produce, and that is jack
Shit.
Right, yeah. Okay, thanks everyone.
You have been warned. So on to tonight's brews. Okay, look, yo, tonight we have some heavy hitters, and they are out of San Diego, California, and Fort Collins, Colorado. We have Belching Beavers, Hazer's Gonna Haze, versus New Belgium's Voodoo Ranger Imperial IPA.
Now remember, Imperial is just a fancy word for double IPA.
Both are over the 6% mark and should be drank responsibly. So on to the first brew. We're looking at you, Belching Beaver, out of San Diego, California. You can find them at belchingbeaver.com.
And then make sure to clear your browsing history.
We're looking specifically at Hazer's Gonna Haze. This bad boy is a rotating juicy IPA that boasts a rounded mouthfeel, round mouth, to emphasize the tropical fruit and juicy flavors, and it is touted as a juice bomb. So let's get to the stats. We have 6.6 alcohol by volume, and there are no IBUs and no calories.
Well, that's just simple as a pimple.
So let's pop this top. So I am getting those tropical notes. It's a little fruity, not very harsh though. It is very light. Fresh glass. Every time, fresh glass. Fresh glass. And the pour. Definitely a hazy IPA. It's got tons of little bubbles. It's not throwing a head on the beer real quick. Smell is still really light. There we go. Now I'm starting to get the fruit and tropical notes here. All in all, looks like a tasty beer. The taste. You know what? Juice bomb is a really apt description for this IPA. This is super juicy.
Grab a stick of juicy fruit.
It's not that drying on the palate on the aftertaste, but when that uptake of flavor, it is sincerely really juicy.
The taste is gonna move ya.
Yeah, that second taste, it is delicious. That is a delicious hazy IPA. You're getting those tropical notes, you're getting those fruit notes. It does have a really well-balanced feel to your mouth. It has a really good sensation, and it does have a hint of a drying note at the end, but it's not overpowering. It's a very satisfying hazy IPA because on the second drink, third drink, and fourth drink, you're getting those same flavors. It really does have that juice bomby type of hit to your mouth. This is an excellent hazy IPA. So it's got great drinkability and great flavor, and at a 6.6, you can't go wrong on a summer day. I'll tell you this much though, I can't get a burp out of me at the moment. So, Belching Beaver, this is a delicious hazy IPA. Hazer's Gonna Hate. Bring it on. Yeah, that's damn good. Next up on the docket, we're looking at you, Fort Collins in Colorado, and specifically at New Belgian Brewing Company, which, by the way, you can find them at newbelgianbrewing.com. We are having the Voodoo Ranger Imperial IPA. The Voodoo family advises that if you're looking for an innovative IPA that are hop forward, bold, and occasionally hazy, then this is your brew. Look, so this is a powerful beer, so just drink responsibly and be careful.
Speaking of stats,
We have 9.0 alcohol by volume,
Hanging out around the town with the bad boy crowd.
70 IBUs, international bitterness units. Check out season 1 if you need a tutorial on beer. And no calorie count, which is my personal favorite. All right, let's pop this top. The smell's not hitting me so hard. It's definitely not juicy though. I'm getting a sense of hops, which, 70 IBUs, a 9.0, and an Imperial IPA. Shocking, but not overpowering. Fresh glass. No spots on this one.
New, richer Palmolive.
And the pour. All right, so this one is not a hazy. It is much clearer. It's actually a little bit darker than the hazer's gonna hate. The head is a little bit bigger on this one, but the bubbles are bigger, so I would assume that's why the head is bigger. Honestly, it just smells like hops and barley. It doesn't even scream to me that this is an Imperial IPA. Actually smells pretty pleasant. I'm getting more of a wheat sensation coming in than any type of fruit or hops or overpowering anything. It smells like a well-rounded beer. The taste. That is extremely light, okay? That's crazy. It has a very light flavor on the uptake. There's no drying effect, but you definitely get that wash of bitterness on your tongue as it dissipates. It's got that warmer feeling, though, of those higher alcohol content beers. I'm not judging any of those other brewing companies saying they're cheap or anything like that. And certainly not saying that New Belgium has made a cheap beer here, but it is kind of reminiscent of 211 or some other malted beers that we had being over 21 in high school because we were held back a few years. All joking aside, the taste is fairly good and the drinkability is there too. There really isn't an overpowering flavor of anything to it. I'm surprised how light it is for a 9%. It does have bitterness, it does have a malty flavor, but there's no fruit, there's no insane amount of hops, there's nothing that's displeasing about it. There's just nothing for me that is standing out as noticeable. Except it does make a good burp. It's more amber in color, and I feel like that's what I'm tasting. I feel like I'm tasting an old school Newcastle with a little more hop to it. It's crazy. It's crazy. So anyways, I'm going to put this down. This is a 9%er, and I need to put my vote in for both. All right, so the vote is in. And the winner is Belching Beaver's Hazers Gonna Hate at 4.5 beer bellies versus 3.5 beer bellies for the Voodoo Ranger. Now look, I didn't know if you thought that this was obvious because I actually just about finished this beer. It was so damn delicious. It is warm today. This juice bomb just hit right. It had a great effervescence. It had a great juicy flavor, tropical fruit notes, fruity fruit notes. It was just pleasant on the tongue. It wasn't too drying and it wasn't too boring. And honestly, Belching Beaver, you did a great job. It's a 6.6, so it's up there, but it's not too much. I have to say, on a hot summer day, this is the one that I'm gonna go for. Now, Voodoo Ranger Imperial IPA, I may have chosen differently if it was a cold winter or if I was just looking to get blitzed. I gotta tell you, I want something that is going to have a bite to me, but I don't want something that is gonna bite me back the next day.
Yeah, Ed.
So, for this, I have to say, Belching Beaver, you get the thumbs up with 4.5 beer bellies versus Voodoo Ranger Imperial IPA at 3.5 beer bellies. Thank you everybody for checking me out for Bdub's Brew Review Episode 2, Los Huevos. We're under the 40-day mark at this point. We're going to Las Vegas and it is going to be crazy.
Terrible things were happening all around us. Order some golf shoes. Otherwise, we'll never get out of this place alive.
Industry, tap, Union. If you're out in the Fresno area, look it up. Go get some great brews and food poured and served to you by some great people. And also, I just wanted to remind you, if you happen to be out on Saturday at 9 p.m., you can catch your favorite local beer reviewer being your favorite local house DJ. I have a lot of fun with you guys. Come on out, talk shit, and let's have a good time. But always, always remember. Bless the pub, O Lord, we pray. Keep it open night and day. Bless the lagers and the stouts, or those IPAs, motherfucker, by the neck or as poured out. Bless them all, now come what may, and send those fuckers home at the end of the day. This was Bdub's Brew Review, Season 2, Episode 2. Thank you so much for coming out, and we'll see you again next week. Live life and drink good beer.